Good evening, you're watching Channel 5 and My 5. Time for a look at today's top stories and a check on the weather. Here's Tessa and Dani with 5 News at 5.
Good evening, welcome to 5 News with me, Tessa Chapman.
And me, Dani Sinha.
Tonight, jail for a police officer who groomed more than 200 young girls online. Lewis Edwards posed as a teenage boy to exploit children on Snapchat, then blackmailed them to send him indecent pictures.
His reaction to their distress can properly be described as cruel and sadistic. His offending is significantly aggravated by the fact that he was a serving police officer.
Also on the programme.
Bro! Oh! What are you guys doing, bro? Right. What are you guys doing? My kid's in the car, bro!
2 police officers are found guilty of gross misconduct over the stop and search of 2 black athletes.
She hit me on the head and I went flying onto my bed. My son thought I was dead. I would assume I was unconscious. I went to hospital.
We've got a special investigation into the parents facing violence at the hands of their own children.
Plus, why 4 astronauts from the UK could soon be heading into space on the first ever all-British mission, and...
He's a complicated man, but no one understands him but his woman.
John. The iconic action hero with the iconic theme tune, Hollywood says goodbye to Richard Roundtree, best known as Shaft.
From across the UK, this is 5 News.
Hello, we're starting tonight with a really disturbing story. A police officer has been jailed for child sex offences against more than 200 girls. Lewis Edwards posed as a teenage boy online and groomed girls aged between 10 and 16.
Well, some of his victims spoke in court of their terror at his hands. One mother says she's lost part of her baby girl forever. The judge called Edwards' actions cruel and sadistic and sentenced him to life with at least 12 years in prison before he becomes eligible for parole.
Now, as you might expect, Peter Lane's report does contain distressing details.
Loads more to come tonight, including all Brits aboard. Could an all-UK crew be blasting off to space? Stick with us to find out. Plus...
Slade legend Noddy Holder is coming into the studio to tell us how he has defied the odds after being given only months to live.
It really is an amazing story, and having Noddy on the show has also got us talking in the office about Christmas tunes. Is it too early to play festive songs? We want to hear from you on the 5 phone. 07 555 500 501 is the number. Tell us what you think, and we'll be asking Noddy himself a little bit later on.
Can't wait for that. We will see you after the break. Welcome back. It is often hard to speak out about domestic abuse, and can be even more so if the victim is a parent or carer and the perpetrator their own child. Child-to-parent abuse is an issue we've highlighted here on 5 News in a series of investigations, including about the parents driven to call the police when they're assaulted. Now, with half-term just finished or happening this week or next, the holidays can be a particularly distressing time for these families. Now, we worked on a new survey of 106 parents who are being supported by the charity PEGS, which specialises in child-to-parent abuse. Now, half of these parents said the abuse gets worse when their child is not at school. And shockingly, 1/5 of them have had to visit A&E after being assaulted by their son or daughter. Now, I've been hearing from parents who've opened up about their experiences. Just to warn you, this special report starts with descriptions of violence and images of injuries.
A short break now, but after that, some advice on sepsis that could be life-saving. 9 years ago, Melissa Mead's son William died with the infection. She's got an urgent warning on what needs to be done and what you can do to spot the symptoms.
And we're going to be looking back at the iconic career of Shaft actor Richard Roundtree, who has died at the age of 81.
Quick look at the weather now. See you in a sec.
The power of nature meets the power of science. Weather on Channel 5, sponsored by Sterimar Congestion Relief Nasal Spray.
Hello, good evening. The unsettled theme is going to continue through the next few days. Otherwise, yes, sunny breaks, but also some heavy showers, mainly in the west.
Ready for anything with the Winter Activities Report, sponsored by Bronco Stop Cough Syrup.
It is almost 5:30. Here are the top 5 things you need to know today. First, our top story, this man, Lewis Edwards. He was an officer with South Wales Police. He's been jailed for life after he blackmailed hundreds of underage girls into sending him explicit photos of themselves. The abuse happened on the social media app Snapchat. Next to the war between Israel and Hamas, the UN say they will have to stop aid work in Gaza tonight if Israel don't allow fresh supplies of food, water and medicine into the territory. More than 200 Israelis are still believed to be being held hostage. At 3, a 5 News investigation has been looking at incidents where parents are abused by their children. A fifth of people in our survey of affected parents have had to visit A&E after being assaulted by their son or daughter. Number 4, an off-duty pilot accused of trying to crash a plane in America has pleaded not guilty to 83 counts of attempted murder. He was sitting in the cockpit mid-flight before he allegedly tried to reach over and cut the fuel supply. And at number 5, the actor Richard Roundtree, here he is, best known for starring in the Shaft film franchise, has died at the age of 81 after recently being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. We'll be taking a look at his pioneering career in a few minutes.
Now, we've talked many times on this show about the dangers of sepsis and a need for better awareness about the potentially deadly infection. Well, in 2013, there was a report by the NHS Ombudsman about hospitals needing to do more to diagnose sepsis.
Well, today, a decade on, a damning new report warns too many people are dying because staff are still missing the signs.
Well, earlier we spoke to the Ombudsman Rob Behrens, who wrote that report, as well as campaigner Melissa Mead. She lost her 1-year-old son William to sepsis 9 years ago.
She started by telling us what happened.
OK, we're going to take a short break, but just in a few minutes' time. The fight to keep on rocking. Slade's Noddy Holder joins us here in the studio to reveal the secret health struggle he's lived with for years. Plus,
and find out why more Brits will be blasting off into space.
All that after the break. A tribute there to Richard Roundtree.
Well, that's it from us. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Bye.
The power of nature meets the power of science. Weather on Channel 5, sponsored by Sterimar Congestion Relief Nasal Spray.